Ready whenever you're ready, mate.
Oh, there's bear, to be fair. Are you going to do them all?
No, not them all. I'm going to start off with diseases.
Okay.
So COVID and everything.
Yeah, right.
Okay. So you ready?
Wait, hang on. I'll finish my pudding, so because I
Okay.
have to be honest, so I'm not eating the whole way through.
That's fine. That's fine. For the last couple of years, something has come out and
Yeah.
something has been made apparent, and
Mhm.
it's that the Simpsons are a modern day Nostradamus. They are the predictors of the future.
They're
They
time travelers, basically.
basically, yeah. So they're basically, there's a lot of different things. I've got a lot of things to show you. You're going in the dark on this one, aren't you, Ben?
Yeah, I've not got
Sort of.
anything on my head. I know a bit about the whole
Like
Simpsons,
I think you know your background about
like the tip of the mountain, basically.
yeah, because they've been obviously with COVID, and
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil too much, but with COVID and with the whole election, it's been
Mhm.
really rampant recently. And I think that the Simpsons creators themselves know that like the fan base are like, yeah,
Yeah.
you predict loads, so they're trying to hint it.
Yeah, especially now because I have seen the one with the January 2021
Yeah, that's one.
20th.
It's like
That one.
January 20th, 2021, and it was just like a worn torn um Terminator style thing.
Yeah.
And it was like everyone was
I
like,
think
"Is this what's going to happen?" And
I think
obviously,
they're basing that off the riots and stuff, like with the
yeah,
Washington and stuff. The
because
Washington
like,
riots.
or they're trying to poke fun at like Joe Biden, his first day, it goes to hell or something.
Yeah, I think that could be a good
But
possibility.
it's 10 days, no, 11 days later, and nothing's happened. So we are going to get straight into it, and I'm going to start off with a category I've labelled diseases. Now,
Ooh.
if you'd like to look at US Ebola outbreak
Mm-hmm.
on your slides, and I will inform you. So, what are your first thoughts about this, Ben?
Right, Curious George and the Ebola virus.
Yes.
Right, I mean they've named it and they've called it a virus. It's not like it's like Ebola soup or something. It's a virus.
Yeah, true.
And what this was 1997,
97, yeah.
and it actually happened in 2014.
Yeah, obviously, the whole, I'm pretty sure you remember it. Obviously, we've lived through this. They had a massive Ebola outbreak in Africa. People were dying daily. And
Yeah.
obviously, Curious George in the photo, he looks like he's bedridden. He looks a bit like frail.
Yeah, I mean he's got
maybe.
a thermometer and he's got a thermometer in his mouth, which is
I didn't even notice that. Yeah.
it just sort of signifies it's like ill.
Yeah, because I think the episode was I've seen a screenshot that Bart was ill, and she like read him this book to make him feel better. But I'm gonna debunk this one real quick because what are your thoughts on this? I bet you think the Simpsons have predicted Ebola, they created it or something.
I mean, it does feel like that sort of thing of like they predicted it, but I'm assuming maybe the Ebola thing was something before.
You are correct. Like, Ebola. I was googling it earlier on. Ebola actually started in like the first sort of major case was 1976.
Oh, right. So year before.
Not year before.
This one, the predicted thing.
No, 1976.
Oh, 76. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. So it's a good 20 odd years before. So actually, yeah, 21 years before.
Yeah, so I think it might be just that thing of like fans have sort of taken it.
Like it's sort of like naming a disease such as TB or meningitis. You know, something that's been around for ages, and then using it as a term. So I think that one is debunked. It's not.
I'd say so. Yeah. I mean, I can't. Well, I mean, now that you said that about it was before, and I sort of, I even said it, and I genuinely don't.
Yeah. So
I can imagine it's not
real. We'll move on. Could you now flip to the slide? The show predicted the coronavirus pandemic.
The show predicted the corona. Yep, got it. Right. So it's got a cat in it with the coronavirus.
Okay.
What's the red writing behind? What's the red writing?
Okay. What I'll tell you about that in a minute. What's your first thoughts on this?
Well, it's a bit of confusion because I'm seeing a cat, and I'm obviously that's the news report guy, and that's about it. Yeah, that's it. So it's nothing really saying, deaths and stuff that I can see anyway.
It's just a bit weird how they've named it.
Yeah.
Well, I will now
and I've
tell
never
you.
heard of Corona before either. Like
No.
this.
The only thing I knew it was a beer. Like, you know.
Oh yeah, Corona beers, yeah.
But I will now tell you that you did say what is the red white writing behind. This was actually photoshopped, and it literally went viral. Everyone was sharing this.
Really?
Everyone was going mental because it actually says.
Oh my god, you can't tell.
No,
there's nothing that's like it's perfect animation.
So obviously, the red writing, it looks like that's the real thing, and they've just like done a breaking news on top of it. It actually says Apocalypse Meow, I think it is, because obviously the film Apocalypse Now, and it's obviously just maybe something about killer cats or something. I don't know. But it actually
someone's put coronavirus on it.
It was fake,
That's sick.
Everyone believed it, including me.
I mean, I believed it just then. That's the first time I've seen it.
So we'll now move on to our second category. I like to call this politics. Now, politics is a very big one recently, and like
it's been massive, like forever. Politics. It's just a massive topic, really.
But obviously, in the past, I'd say 5 to 6 years with Trump becoming president, his whole campaign, stuff like, obviously recently the Biden-Trump election.
Yeah.
So I'd like to turn your attention to the map one, if I could.
Yep.
Yeah, have you got that one up?
What with Smithers over there, yeah?
Yes. So what we've got here is Mr. Byrne in the Mr. Burns. Wait, is it Mr. Burns?
I thought it was Smithers. Oh no, Smithers is the lad, isn't it? It's the
Oh, it's Mr. Burns, isn't it?
Yeah, I think it is Mr. Burns, yeah.
I don't watch The Simpsons. I'm more of a Family Guy man myself.
Yeah, it's Family Guy, American Dad sort of thing, yeah.
Yeah. So what we've got here
now, I'm seeing really big similarities.
It's pretty much spot on.
I would say so, apart from Illinois, I think that is.
Yeah, like Ohio, I think, and stuff like that. But it says the electoral map in the show is almost exactly the same, with the exception of Arizona, who the Simpsons creators made red in the show. So literally, another thing. It's all it is a colour chart on a map, really. Yeah. It's just two colours. They could have put it anywhere.
But they're so similar. And like,
it's so strange.
And then with the Arizona one.
Yeah.
Which is sort of maybe even like, I thought when I first saw the map, because I've seen this one.
Yeah.
I thought they were sort of saying Arizona's going to be red, like with the Trump voters going for it. But did they? Was it? No, because it's blue, isn't it? Yeah,
so Biden, because obviously Biden won. But I know it sounds weird, but that map to me looks like Trump's got more votes because of the bigger squares.
Yeah,
but obviously,
that's mad.
Anyway, I'm not an American. I don't know about their elections. It's all about Boris Johnson and the Tory party.
Big up the man, Dan.
So, we are now going to move over to the Simpsons predicted Trump winning the presidency.
Yep.
This is a sort of two-parter. So
this was a video, wasn't it? More
yeah.
Than a picture.
It's just a screenshot for the minute, and then there's also a second one for this. It says the green slide, President Donald Trump, and it's got Lisa in it. We'll go to that one in a minute, but this one. What are your first thoughts? Because I'm pretty sure you've seen this one.
No, 100% I've seen this one, yeah.
Yeah, this is like, I'm pretty sure what started off the whole Simpsons predicting.
The thought of it, because of how accurate they were with it, because it was the video of them going down the escalator. Obviously, Homer's not going to be there, but...
Obviously not.
It was Trump going down the escalator and someone dropped a piece of paper.
That was it. I saw it because I think it's that guy in the background with the paid sign.
Yeah, it was one of them.
He drops it, and then, like, that actually happened in the real video.
Yeah.
But I genuinely think, I'm not sure, I've not done my research, but I think this was after the video.
Really?
Yeah, like, I think the claim to say that this was 2001, and it was, I think it was about 2015, because if you look at Trump, like, when I think of Trump now, I think of him in his red tie, his little badge, his blue suit, his American look. He's like a president candidate look, and that's exactly what he's got here. So I think it's a bit weird how they've got it there, and the animation's a bit up to date.
Yeah, because it's not like, if you look at like Homer and stuff, it's quite quite crisp.
Because if you look at the second slide, the President Donald Trump, that was 2000, the year that the escalator one was supposed to be from.
Yeah.
And it's completely different animation quality. So I think we have to say that one's debunked. But I will tell you that the second slide, the one with Lisa as president, that one is actually true.
Is it?
Yeah. It's obviously, I think, because obviously Trump wasn't just a man who come out of nowhere and become president-elect. He was a candidate, I mean. He was a businessman.
Was he a billionaire or something? Yeah,
I think so. Like very successful. Was a judge on The Apprentice, the reality show. He was literally a well-known cult figure. He was on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in the 90s.
Oh,
and
God,
it was like a cameo.
Yeah.
So maybe they could have said from President Tom Hanks. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's because obviously maybe they're poking fun at, because obviously Trump's got a lot of money and it's like a budget crunch.
Yeah.
So it could be like he's wasted all the money or something. So that one is true.
But again, that's 2000.
I know.
I swear Trump wasn't doing anything back then.
No.
And they've called him president in that as well. They've said President Trump.
It's very, obviously, it's come true. Unless Trump's watched this episode and gone, you know what?
Presidency sounds alright.
And that's completely my idea. It's his type of terrain. But that one is true, as far as my knowledge goes.
Yeah.
If anyone disbelieves, leave it in the comments.
Wants to debunk it for us, you can.
So we're now going to move on to our third category.
How about you go for the FaceTime one, actually?
Yeah, tech. That's what I'm moving on to. So this one is, I'm going to do a 3-in-1. So if you look at FaceTime, smartwatch, and GoPro.
Yep.
Yeah, so then, now, what are your impressions of these?
The FaceTime one. No, it's an old. I can tell that's an old episode, just by looking at it, and it's quite interesting how they've used the. So obviously they have thought about this. I think it's not they've time traveled into future and seen FaceTime.
Correct.
They've thought about it because it's not on an iPhone or anything. It's on one of the turnwheel phones, the old-fashioned turnwheel phones.
Because I think in the clip I watched it, Lisa calls it a video phone. So it's obviously like they've used it as a phone, but like as a computer, video, a telly, But
it's quite interesting. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as to say that they predicted Apple's FaceTime feature.
Correct. I mean,
like, it's quite cool to look at and go, oh, mad they've almost.
Yes, but I'm not sort of debunking this one because it's not fake. They have definitely done this, but I don't think they've full on gone, you know what, this is going to come true in 15 years.
Yeah,
I think like what they've done is obviously because like in films like Back to the Future 2, like spy films, James Bond, not Mission Impossible, films like that, like they had video phones, like, or a video conference. So like it'd be a big telly, someone would come up and they'd talk to them. So it's sort of like FaceTime.
Yeah.
But it's not an entirely like in things like Star Trek. I'll get onto that in a minute.
Yeah, I mean they've got flying spaceships, so that people in the future are gonna look at it back and go, "Oh my god,
they predicted it."
In 1990 or whatever.
It's mad. But if you move on to the smartwatch now, once again, it's from the same episode, I think.
The smartwatch one again. I can imagine that, like you said, it's from like a Mission Impossible type thing. They've seen something like that.
I'm pretty sure James Bond used that a lot. Star Trek, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I know they have to have done it.
So I think once
And I
again,
mean, there's that thing of like when they're speaking to a microphone or something. It's like
yeah, yeah.
that's.
So once again, not debunked, but not predicting the
I
future.
would say that me and you have sort of debunked that one.
Yeah. And then you got the GoPro. This one I think was a bit of a stretch, but it's kind of weird. They basically put a GoPro in a hat. Well, a tiny camera that fits in a big novelty hat, and he goes into a poo store and just does something.
Yeah, wait, do you not know what he was doing in the store, like with it? Have you seen the episode or not?
No. I think he was just like I don't know.
Navigating around the shop.
He was trying to get some information for the news team or something.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
But like, it doesn't necessarily look like a GoPro. It just
no. It's just like a hidden camera, and they've been around.
It's just a camera and a hat, like. But yeah, once again, not exactly debunked, but just a bit of a stretch. I'd say that.
100%.
So now I'm going to move on to science.
Science, right? Okay.
Yeah, and something I'm going to do a really quick one. I'm going to do 9/11 attacks. Look at that one. Have you got that one?
Yep, got it up.
Now, you tell me.
$9, New York. It's predicted in 1997.
Yeah. Now, what would you take from that? What do you think the hint?
Right, I've seen this one before. I've seen the New York.
This was one of the famous ones as well.
Yeah, and I instantly thought I'd debunked it in my head, because when you think of New York, or especially back then, the Twin Towers were a massive part of New York.
I'm pretty sure they were the tallest buildings in New York. Yeah.
It was like a big thing, right? The Empire State Building. They were the main places.
Like the World Trade Center, the whole. It was 7 buildings. A lot of people don't know that, and I find it weird. Because a lot of people just think it was the Twin Towers, but there were 7 buildings in total.
Really?
Yeah, it's mad. Because obviously everyone just thinks of them two, obviously falling. But I remember one of them that sticks in my mind is when I think it's World Trade Center 7, and it's literally like a hexagonal building, and it literally just falls it's awful. Really? Yeah, it's mad. But
oh my god,
it was a big part of New York back then. Yeah.
I mean, it's that sort of thing. Like, you can see the bus in it. I'd imagine that would be like a tour bus type thing.
Yeah, that's true.
That could be just what it is. Like.
And obviously,
I wouldn't be thinking they've predicted that the Twin Towers. Plus, it's nothing obvious that it's going to happen. It's just $9 to go visit this place.
Exactly. And to be honest, that could be made to look like 9/11. That's something I always thought. Because, obviously, 9/11, it was obviously the date. It's got nothing to do with anything else. It was on the September the 11th.
September the 11th, yeah.
And it's the 9th month. But, the police number is 911. So it could be made to look like that, you know what I mean? But it's obviously the Twin Towers in
I'd suppose that's not got the relevance. Well, I guess the relevance is there with the 911, because obviously...
It's just, I doubt that the Simpsons are predicting one of, if not the biggest terrorist attack in history. Yeah. It's just not going to happen.
It's pushing a bit far, that one. But it is quite cool with the date and the 9/11.
Yeah. I mean, it is with
specific
I think they're trying to get the humour as well, is that New York, it's an expensive place, and that you can go for $9. It's obviously just having a bit of a pop at, the fact of how cheap it would be or something. But now, I'd like to move on to Nobel Prize winner.
Right, hang on, let's find that one. Nobel Prize winner, right, got it.
Yeah. Now, this one, basically, what it was is that in 2010, as it says there, it was Milhouse, some of the other nerd kids and Lisa, and they were all watching the Nobel Prize acceptance speech. And this bloke has obviously won it for economics, and he's the bloke that obviously Milhouse had betted on.
Yeah.
And in 2016, he actually won the Nobel Peace Prize.
Really?
For economics. So
was it really for economics?
yeah, but
That's mad. See, like that one, because I haven't heard of the Nobel Prize
no.
one, so
It's
it's quite new grounds for me. So what you're saying is sort of like the only thing that
it's mind blowing, to be honest.
it's
But
quite cool.
but once again, I suppose they could like predict Leonardo DiCaprio winning the Oscars,
Yeah,
like poking fun at him because he didn't win
yeah,
one up until a couple of years ago. But yeah, we're now going to move on to the final one.
yep.
Now this one blown my mind. Now I don't know nothing about science. I'm not a sciencey guy,
Go on.
but the Higgs boson particle, it was recently discovered, 2012. But
Yeah.
in an episode of The Simpsons in 1998, Homer I think he's an inventor in the episode,
Mm.
and he's drawing some equations on a chalkboard.
Mhm.
Wouldn't even begin to tell you what is on the
What it
chalkboard.
means and stuff, yeah.
But apparently, that formula actually works out to the Higgs boson particle.
No, really.
Yeah.
Seriously?
So,
Oh, that's mad.
like they actually discovered it, and it's dead
Yeah.
similar to that. So, like, it's a
But
bit
was it
weird.
exact or was it like similar?
I think it was similar. I don't think it was
Yeah.
exact, but
I mean, there's a lot of stuff on that page. Like,
it's mad, isn't it? Like,
yeah. I mean,
once again,
1998 again. That's
yeah.
like ages ago.
and you could see
That's
obviously
mad.
the animation quality,
Yeah.
but like it's
What do you think that maybe they got like that sort of like because there could be that thing of like, do you think the scientists sort of looked at it and went like, oh, is there something
true.
there? Adjust it maybe if
They could have been Simpsons nerds and gone, yeah, let's see if this is real. Oh wait, discovered a particle that didn't exist. Like,
yeah, I mean,
it's mad.
There's a lot of like ratio there of guessing and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
it's a 1 in like million chance that they would get that right, and they have sort of to an extent.
It's very weird. I'll put it like that. But
it's interesting, I must say.
I genuinely think that what I'm going to ask you now, is out of all the Simpsons predictions we've looked at, if you had to rate one of them, the Simpsons predicted it 100%. No way, that's freaky. And one, that's crap. Never show me this again.
Right.
Which two would you pick?
I would say.
So, which one for the absolutely freaky?
Absolutely freaky. It's a tough one because there are some freaky ones.
Yeah.
Like the President Trump one. That one's quite interesting. Like the Lisa being president.
That one, yeah.
That one's quite creepy.
The map one's quite weird.
Like did you talk about the faulty voting machines one?
I didn't know, but that one actually did happen. Where's that one? Yeah, well, basically that one did happen.
That would be replacing Donald Trump. Like if it wasn't Mick, whatever the name is. Obama and Donald Trump were against each other. Oh, was it? I can't remember. Actually.
No, that was the 2012 one, I think, and it was Mitt Romney and Obama again. I think.
Right.
And like, there's a video of someone actually taking a video. They voted for Obama, but it chose Mitt Romney, and that actually happened. So that's quite a weird one.
Yeah, that one's. But then I think the one again. I hope it's real. The Simpsons predicting Trump winning the presidency. That one's mind-boggling. To be fair,
it is weird, but I'll have to do some research. But I genuinely think that it was 2001.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm gonna do it quick.
Like I'm hoping that it's not like fake or anything. But like with the whole, if you haven't watched the video, watch it. It's sick. I don't know if Ronnie, would you like put it in for them or something?
I'll put a comparison in right now.
Yeah, and it's mad because if you watch and look carefully, the paper falls exactly the same time.
I don't know. It's weird. I'm gonna say that it's not real.
I would say that if it's real, that one's taken the top chart for the mind-boggling for me personally.
Yes.
And then Lisa, and then obviously then the last one. I'd say, right, so the worst one, I think, again, it's between two, the smartwatch and the FaceTime.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe even the GoPro. It's any of the tech ones because they're...
Like the Ebola one as well. That's not the best. The 9/11 one as well, that's...
No, actually, the 9/11 one, it's sort of like a bit...
It's sort of like, I was going to say it's a soft
interesting.
spot, but I don't want to talk about 9/11 as a soft spot.
No,
like, it's weird how they've used the Twin Towers as the 11. I find that weird. But it could be the 911 thing I've said. They could have done like 911, please, you know. I don't know.
I would say, like you said, then the Ebola one, that is quite tongue and cheek.
So I'm gonna say,
go on.
The stretch is Ebola.
Mm-hmm.
The Ebola outbreak, and the most freaky one for me has to be the Higgs boson. It's just...
Oh God! I completely forgot about that. Yeah, actually, you know what?
It's a freaky one, like freaky.
The fact that it was practically random as well.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that concludes today's podcast.
Yeah, I'd say so. It's a good place to stop it.
It's a good place. So, Simpsons conspiracy theorists, keep making them, because we'll keep making a podcast on them.
Exactly. We'll
keep do a regular update if you want.
Yeah. Just leave a like, obviously. Show us that you like what we've done today. It's a trial. If you like it, we'll carry on.
So, we'll see you lot in a bit.
Thank you for tuning in. Ta-da.
In a bit, lads.